Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Mouseketeer known as Stevie, and beside me is my co-host, the all-knowing crown jewel of Disney fandom, Cameron. We are just two dads raised on the mouse, here to give you tips, tricks, news, and overall entertainment for all things Disney. So turn us up in your pumpkin carriage, or maybe you're watching us on a magic mirror. But either way, we invite you to be our guest for an episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. What's up, party people? We are back for another episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. Cam, how you doing this week?
I'm gonna be honest. It's been a great week. It's been a stressful week. We closed on a house this week. At the time of this recording, we closed on our house yesterday, and that is awesome. But now it's like, hey, there's stuff to do. There's stuff to move. It's gonna be good. My wife today, as soon as I came home, she left to the new house to meet up with the painter that's gonna come do some of our rooms and stuff. So things are happening. It was a really cool day to have the day off from work yesterday to close on the house and finally show our parents the house because they haven't been able to see inside yet. So that was really great. So that was fun. Stressful with the Red Sox. We're recording in the middle of game 2 of the AL wildcard game. If you see my face make any positive or negative reactions, you may know why. Right now, Red Sox are losing 4-3 with bases loaded against the Yankees, but it's okay. We're going to pretend that's not happening right now. Everything's good. We're going to talk about Star Wars and Marvel today, which, as much as I love Disney, Star Wars and Marvel, that's my baby as well. And excited to talk Star Wars and Marvel today for our list.
Perfect. Yeah, I mean, congratulations on the closing of the home. I will let you know, as a homeowner now for, what's it been, 5-6 years? It never ends.
No.
I don't know if you're already like this, but I know my wife, so Katie would always joke about this. I go to Lowe's like it's Toys R Us.
Yeah.
I get so excited just to walk through the aisles of Lowe's. You might end up being the same way. It's a homeowner thing. It's honestly one of those, like, when you see the Progressive commercials of like, don't be like your parents.
Don't be your parents. Yeah.
I might be one of those kind of people.
Hey, it's all good, buddy. That's how
it happens.
Lisa's the handy person in our relationship. But no, we're super excited. Katie today already enlisted your help to help me mount my TVs whenever I get those into the house.
No problem.
Painting done, so pumped about that. Yeah, it's exciting time. Excited. Especially I have a pretty big office / man cave area, so it's going to be a good combo of sports and then all my nerdy Star Wars, Disney, Marvel stuff. So excited for that. I'm looking around my desk right now, some of the knickknacks I have, and I'm like, okay, that's getting rid of that. That's coming to the new house, all this other stuff. So it's
beautiful.
Exciting time right now.
That's what I like to hear. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into things. So we're going to start with our favorite segment, as everyone knows. It's Mouseketeer Moments. Cam, do you have a Mouseketeer moment for us?
I do. So I think it was last week's episode I talked about. We were talking about like TV shows and stuff like that. I started Gravity Falls. Pretty good. Pretty good. About 6 or 7 episodes in maybe of season 1. So I'm not like deep into it, but I've definitely tried to watch an episode a night kind of thing. Fell asleep a couple times watching it. Not any knock to its entertainment value. Just your boy was tired.
Yep.
No, it's pretty good. I like the animation. I love the voice actors.
Yes.
So far, Stan. I don't know all the characters' name. I like Stan, the uncle.
Yeah, Grunkle Stan. Grumpy Uncle Stan.
I like the guy that works at the store who's big and dumb.
Seuss.
Like Dr. Seuss. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Seuss. I think it's like
Zeus, like the god.
Yeah. No. I think it's spelled the same way as Zeus, but with an S.
Okay.
Seuss.
He good. Like him a lot.
He's hilarious.
Really, really funny show. Thoroughly enjoying it. Low key excited to end the podcast and hopefully the Red Sox win tonight. And then that's my going to bed show. Tonight will be an episode or 2 of that before bed. So I'm excited to keep watching it.
Oh,
but what about you? What's your Mouseketeer moment?
I'm so happy that you're watching it because the show is so awesome. There's so much going on. And especially you'll start to notice the more that you like pay attention to what's happening, there's all these little Easter eggs that pop up throughout the show. And it builds up into like further episodes, but the wordplay, the jokes, it is absolutely hilarious. I love it. But yeah, so my Mouseketeer moment, wanted to let you know I finally found Disney adults.
Oh yeah.
For those that do not know, Disney adults exploring and falling in love with a magical subculture by AJ Wolf. It's a book that I've wanted to get for a little while now. It came out in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out in early
Early
August.
August. Yeah.
Some of you might actually know the author of this book. She actually runs Disney Food Blog, which is
Mhm.
a huge blog on on Instagram. That's where I found out about her. But she does the Lord's work. She goes to the Disney parks, essentially, even like worldwide Disney parks, and she tries out all the food. She gets the news. She does all these amazing things. And she finally decided to write a book about us Disney adults, us, the people that are giving you this podcast. She is talking about us at our core, and I'm excited to start this book. I haven't gotten to open it yet, but I bought it over the weekend. It took a lot of research to try and find where this was, but I can't wait to get started on this book.
Yeah, I think I bought it like a week or two after it came out. Like, it was like the last copy I saw at like Target and Braintree, and I grabbed it. I have not cracked it open yet. A big reason for that is because like if I'm gonna read a Disney like park or Disney adult kind of book, whatever, I need to have a Disney trip book because if I read that book, I'm gonna just be sad. But if you start reading it, I will start reading it. Maybe we'll do an episode on the book and our thoughts on it, kind of thing, as like a little
Yes.
Dadventure Around the Kingdom book club segment, which wouldn't be a bad idea actually. So maybe we'll keep that in the tickler file. But no, pumped you finally found it because I was pumped to see because when I saw this book was like being released, I was like, all right, this is gonna just be like maybe off the Disney Food Blog website. No, it's like in legit bookstores, like it's a legit freaking book, which
Yeah.
is awesome. So I'm pumped.
I
Got a
got
lot of,
hardcover,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
legit book hardcover.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Disney influence, I guess you'd call them, like contributing to the
Yeah.
book, like Carly Weisel, who has a podcast and she does a lot of like theme park writing. Like I know she's mentioned in the book, she gave a couple quotes for it. Again, I haven't read it yet, but these are just I remember seeing Instagram posts from Carly and a couple other
Yeah.
people from Disney food blog and from other sites too. So excited to crack it open because yeah, this is literally a book about us, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. But yeah, that is my oh, and other Mouseketeer moment. I know you said this really isn't your thing, but I watched Marvel Zombies and it is amazing. The
Okay.
reviews that people have given it, that it has been got people have given it mixed reviews. I think that they're not being fair to it. I think the story is really good. The
Mhm.
animation style alone, again, it's kind of like the what if
I
episodes,
love that animation. Yeah.
but it is I think you would really love the story. I know you're not huge into zombies, but there's so many amazing parts
How
to
many
this
episodes are there?
series. So it's only 4 episodes. It's
Oh,
4 45-minute episodes, but it's unbelievable.
that might be a show that I download on my iPad, like, right before my Vegas work trip, maybe later this month.
Do it. Do
That's
it.
easy.
I think
I could knock out the
yeah.
whole show in one flight, but maybe split up 2 and 2, 2 on the way there, 2 on the way home or something like that. That's actually yeah, that's probably what I'm doing. Because I
Yeah.
have seen mixed reviews, but the good reviews I've heard are from, like, people like you, people I trust about, like, opinions, stuff like that. And here's the thing, even if you like something, I might hate it, and if you hate something, I might like it, so I'm not gonna I'm gonna take every review with, like, a grain of salt kinda thing.
Yeah.
Um, but I am definitely more intrigued today than I was when we spoke last week about the show.
Yeah, it's really good. I loved it. I would definitely recommend at least watching the first episode. It the way that they bring the characters together on this like save the world style journey is amazing.
Yeah.
So I think you'll find it very interesting. But
I'd love to get a
yes.
couple prints because I do like the animation style a lot. I kind of want to
Yeah.
get. I'd love to find some prints, maybe not of that, but like of the What If show at least of that animation style. I did see there's like one clip online where they like recreate the Infinity War Thor coming to Wakanda scene, and I saw the spoiler of what happens to my poor boy Rocket, um, but like that picture and that animation style would be pretty cool. But yeah, speaking
Yeah,
of
nope.
Marvel, though, we
Yes.
got
So
today's topic.
Yes, yes. So speaking of Marvel, last week we did Disney and Pixar villains. We are still in spooky season, ladies and gentlemen. So now we're gonna move over to what is gonna become the animation courtyard. We are moving over to Star Wars and Marvel. So I
R.I.P.
hope.
Launch Bay, by the way, real quick. R.I.P. Launch Bay that closed last week.
Yes,
About
yes.
time, but man, I low key liked Launch Bay when it first opened.
I'm perfectly fine that it's gone, to be
Oh,
completely honest with
absolutely,
you.
me too. But I did like it when it first opened because I got to meet Chewie, and that was pretty cool. Now you can still meet him in Galaxy's Edge. But
But yes, so we are going to dive into Marvel and Star Wars villains. Now, these again are two IPs with unbelievable amounts of villains. Now, we didn't really talk about this before, but I'm just going to let you know when I made my list, I made it off of movies, mainly because I know that there's so many both of these have so many shows
Mhm.
and side shows to them, which can make it kind of tough to get, you got to get lost in the sauce. There's so
Sure,
many Star Wars shows as it is. I was like, you know what, let me stick to the most part
sure,
to the main movies
sure.
that most people have probably seen, and the same thing goes for Marvel. But would you like to kick us off with your number 5
Yeah, I'll
villain?
give a caveat too. So when I did this with when Marvel. So we're combining the list. So it's a top 5 Star Wars Marvel combined. So my whole list could be Star Wars. It could be all Marvel, or it's going to be a mix of both. My caveat is when I did this, I took into account Marvel as MCU only, so movies and TV shows.
Okay.
Um, the words I was just lost. Now I can fully pay attention. Marvel movies and TV shows in the MCU specifically. So like, um, Ben Affleck's Daredevil didn't take that into consideration. That's not part of the universe. I guess technically it is now
Yes.
with Elektra, but whatever. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Star
No,
Wars.
I wouldn't put Ben Affleck's.
Elektra's in it though. Elektra's in Deadpool movie. I agree. I wouldn't put it in it, but if I
I
wanted to make an
guess.
argument, I could. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
But
Yeah, yeah,
basically, what
yeah.
I'm saying is I didn't include comics because the comic characters are not tied into the MCU. Star
Okay.
Wars, I took everything because the characters in the movies are the same characters in the current comics and the books. So I did take that into consideration. Really, that's only going to matter for one character, but I'll explain when we get to that part.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll do my number 5. So my number 5 is Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin. Um, which this goes my rule, does go into the MCU.
I love this pick.
Now, I will say, as much as Daredevil, Ben Affleck doesn't come into we don't consider that MCU, probably, maybe, but I argue you could now with Elektra being in Deadpool Wolverine. The original Sam Raimi Spider-Man absolutely is connected to the MCU because we get that same Norman Osborn, that same Green Goblin, that same Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire
Yes.
Spider-Man in the MCU and in the original Sam Raimi movies. Um, I love Far From Home. No Way Home, excuse me. I'm sorry, No Way Home.
Yes. No way home.
I love that film. I love it so much. It's my top 5 in my top 5 Marvel movies. I adore it.
Beautiful piece of cinema.
All the villains coming together in that movie is so cool, but nothing is cooler than Norman Osborn. That was originally what kicked off my nerdom, besides like Harry Potter, was those original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I
Yeah.
abused the DVD player watching the first and mostly the second Spider-Man, so like Doc Ock.
Yep.
I would have probably put Doc Ock in this, but he wasn't really that big of a villain in the MCU movie kind of
Very
thing.
true.
So even
Yeah.
though this is the same one as the same Rami, I took this as MCU. He in the MCU movie No Way Home, he wasn't a villain, so I didn't include him this. Norman Osborn, clearly the villain of No Way Home, one of the main ones.
I
Um,
agree.
and it's just a fantastic portrayal. Like that scene where he's acting all good, and then all of a sudden, like it zooms in on Peter's face, and he gets the Peter tingle kind of thing, the spider sense, and
Yeah.
the bomb explodes into the apartment building or the house, wherever the Happy's house, apartment building, whatever it is, because he
Yep.
just realized, oh my god, Norman just snapped.
That
Is like
crazy.
still gets me chills to this day. I just absolutely just love that that movie, and I love that character. William Dafoe is fantastic. It's so cool after how good he did in the original Spider-Man Raimi movies. The fact that he was able to come back and be in the big dog, the MCU version, it was really cool to reprise that character. I just freaking love it, man. I love Green Goblin in the MCU. So that is my number 5 villain is Green Goblin / Norman Osborn.
I absolutely love this pick. Spider-Man is one of my favorite heroes of all time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be a little biased in saying this, but I personally think if we're talking at a street level, I feel like Spider-Man has the best villains.
Yes, absolutely. Wait, in Marvel or everything?
I'm
basically
saying
when you say that, you're comparing. If you're saying everyone, the big street level heroes, it's Batman and Spidey, which arguably have the best rogue galleries in comics.
I guess so. Then maybe street level isn't like the right way to put it. I guess as far as like those villains where it's just like almost like it's one-on-one. It's Spider-Man versus Doc Ock. Like every hero has a ton of other villains, but I don't feel like any other hero personally. Again, I know I'm being biased about this. I don't feel like any other hero personally has the same type of one-on-one villain battles that Spider-Man has. I feel like he goes up against some of the best villains. Not to say that there aren't some amazing villains out there, but when you take into account some of the other villains, it's usually something along the lines of, oh, we need all the Avengers for this one. It's like, no. I'm talking like just 1v1.
Yeah.
Spider-Man goes toe-to-toe with some of the best villains.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, the Sinister Six is incredible.
Yes.
Comics, cartoons, movies, like all of Spider-Man's villains, like I'll throw it out there. He's not on my list, but like Mysterio from Far From Home is an honorable mention. Like,
yep.
All the Spider-Man MCU villains are top notch. Even Vulture, it's not a crazy like backstory, but like it's a great one. The fact that he's I forget the girl's name right now, but like that's her dad kind of thing. Like that's such a good story, such a good character. Like his MCU villains alone that he faces one-on-one are great. I'm so excited for Brand New Day to see what happens next.
Yeah. All right. So let me give you my number 5. So my number 5, I'm going to go over to Star Wars. This is the villain that opened my eyes to Star Wars. Fan favorite for many years. I'm going with the amazing Darth Maul.
Sure.
I thought that was the coolest villain in the world.
Mm-hmm.
His fighting style, just the red and black. It was between the Scream mask and his mask on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love Darth Maul. The fight scenes with him. Obviously, he has his unfortunate end, but I was a huge fan. Like that was the character that for me, like when I saw the commercials and whatnot, I was like, I need to go see a Star Wars movie because I want to find out what that guy is all about. He is creepy. He has this like take no prisoners type of attitude. And I was like, he seems awesome.
Yeah.
But
another one of my honorable mentions, he's probably my 6 on my list. Darth Maul in Phantom Menace does not a lot for me. He looks cool. The fight seems awesome. But as a character with depth, Darth Maul becomes that with the animated series, Clone Wars and Rebels. He is awesome. If you're just taking a straight up Darth Maul movie, he's not even in my top 10 Star Wars villains. He probably is, but regardless. Yep. But when you take his story in Clone Wars and Rebels, it is fantastic. His death in Rebels is one of the most beautiful like death scenes in any form of media. I don't know if you've ever seen it. Do you even know who kills him?
No, I'm not sure who kills him, to be honest. Like,
do you know he's alive? Do you know he comes back?
I know he comes back.
Okay, yeah. He lives because of the Force, his hatred of Obi-Wan. And in there's an episode called, I think it's called Two Sons. It's in Star Wars Rebels. He faces his end. He faces an old Obi-Wan Kenobi in the battle. Like, okay, the first battle that they have in Phantom Menace. That's like a 10-minute fight scene, basically.
Yeah.
The scene lasts 5 seconds. He just gives into his hate. Obi-Wan swipes him. And then he just cradles Darth Maul as he slowly dies. And it's literally saying, like, he's the Darth Maul's like, he's the chosen one, meaning Luke, because he's trying to come and find Luke, basically. And he goes, he is. And then basically Darth Maul admits, like, he got by, like, Palpatine and Vader. It's unbelievable. It's 5 seconds long, but it's so powerful the way it ends. It's so good. So
Check
good.
that out.
And his fighting and all his scenes in Clone Wars, especially season 7 that came out on Disney Plus, just top notch. Darth Maul, I could speak about him all day. I'm going to stop because this podcast could go all night, but he's top notch.
Yeah. All right, I got to check that out.
My number 4, sticking in a galaxy far, far away, I'm going with Grand Admiral Thrawn, who has not been in any Star Wars movies yet. He was in the Ahsoka TV show.
Yeah.
But again, another character whose depth and character is really highlighted in the animated series, specifically Star Wars Rebels. I love Star Wars Rebels. It's, again, one of my favorite pieces of Star Wars media. The early stuff, season 1, very kiddish is what it is. But for like an animated show, gets pretty deep, especially in season 3 and 4. And Grand Admiral Thrawn is such a good villain. He was originally created for the old books that are now called Star Wars Legends books. So some of those aren't canon anymore.
Okay.
But Timothy Zahn, who wrote those books, wrote new Thrawn books once Disney bought Star Wars, and those books also fantastic. Thrawn 1, 2, 3, and then Thrawn Ascendancy. Some of the best Star Wars books ever, and it's because of the depth and character that you get with Grand Admiral Thrawn. So that's my number 4. And again, he's not even in any of Star Wars movies. He's in that, like, 2 episodes of Ahsoka. He's going to be the big bad in Ahsoka season 2. But it's for all the stuff that he does in Rebels, in the comics, in the books too, by Timothy Zahn specifically. He's an awesome freaking character. He's so cold and calculating, and he's out for himself, and I just freaking love him, man. I love him.
Oh, I can't wait for Ahsoka season 2.
Me too, man.
That
Me
sounds
freaking
awesome. Too. All right, my next one. This was, even though it seemed like it was a bit of a joke, this was a villain that really stuck with me. I'm going with Cassandra Nova.
Ooh,
Cassandra, okay. The way
good power set.
The way that Cassandra Nova tore Johnny Storm to the bone,
pretty fucked.
that
pretty messed up.
That sticks with, that scars a man.
Yeah. We see that together, right? We saw that with Colin.
Yeah, we saw that, and when she just flicked and all the skin and flesh just disappeared, and he was just a puddle.
Yeah.
Oh my! I was like, I need to find out who this is, and so I did some digging and whatnot, and so like I said, if we were taking in all the comics, etc., obviously we have a much wider spectrum, but even though this movie was supposed to be a bit of like, it was more of an homage to 20th Century Fox, as well as a bunch of jokes, as Deadpool normally is, Cassandra Nova showed in a short span that she is far than your average villain.
Sure.
And I thought anybody that has the power to do something like that, epic, absolutely epic. So yes, Cassandra Nova that's my number 4. I was like, oh my god, this is ridiculous.
So as a character for me, she was fine. Power set wise, badass, really freaking cool.
Yep.
So she doesn't make my list, not even an honorable mention, but I did like her a lot as a villain in that X-Men and Wolverine movie. Mostly because of power set. It's her just being like, yep, nope, see you later, Johnny Storm. You're just a pile of just goop now, basically.
Turned him into like lunch meat. It
Yeah,
was
no, it was
ridiculous.
wild, wild, wild. All right, my turn. Number 3. This might shock you how low I have him, maybe, because I'm gonna guess he's your 1 or 2, but we'll see what happens. My number 3 is Thanos. Obviously of MCU fame, the big
Okay.
bad of the first saga, the Infinity Saga of Marvel Cinematic Universe. Just Thanos is badass, man. That Infinity War, him just doing the reverse time and
Yeah.
unkilling Vision is just crazy. I like villains with backstories, and he has one. I like villains with motives that like I do not agree with, but I understand why. So like I would never obviously like be like, yeah, it's okay to wipe out half the universe, but his reasoning, I get as a crazy bad guy, I get why in his head his reasoning makes sense. It sucks when like a bad guy's like has a reasoning for wanting to do something, and it's like that's stupid. Like no one would actually do that. But given his
Yep.
backstory, I get how somebody could be evil enough to be like, this is the only way to save. Like he thinks of himself as a hero, and I like villains that think that they're the hero kind of thing, as opposed to just being bad to be bad.
Yeah.
Like I think Obadiah Stane from Iron Man, he just wants to be powerful. That's not a good enough reason to be a bad guy kind of thing. And I think he would tell you, like, no, I'm being bad and being evil. Thanos legitimately is like, I'm doing this for the greater good, and he believes that. And again, I do not agree with basically essentially what it did was freaking genocide. Obviously, that's terrible.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because he's a bad guy, I get why he thinks he's the hero, even though I don't agree with it, kind of thing. If that does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I completely understand it.
So I just like that in a villain, and just if again, fight scenes awesome. He's just a really cool bad guy. I love how he's just dropped little bits by little bits throughout the MCU. I think that's what was so great is you didn't get the full force of Thanos until the third to last movie in the Infinity Saga when you got him in Infinity War, and then obviously got Captain Marvel after that. But like you got him good chunk of Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but even that he wasn't the main bad guy. Ronan was. Then you get him in the I think it was Thor 2
Yeah,
maybe, where he's like,
yeah, he
fine,
kind
I'll
of
do it
just
myself.
he kind of works more in the shadows for a
Yeah,
little while.
and he's the overarching. This is why all this stuff has been happening on in this universe. So my number 3 is Thanos.
Okay. I have no problem with that. Thanos is I mean that's a definite. Easily a top villain. I'm going to be honest with you, to make things more difficult for myself, I took, and the other one might be on your list, I took Thanos and Vader completely
Fair.
out of my spectrum
Okay,
because I
that's
was
fair.
like, I want to try and come up with like, who are the other villains?
Sure.
Like, there are some amazing villains instead of like, we know like who the like the I feel like the cream of the crop are when it comes to some of these comics. I was like, let me make this
Sure.
more difficult on myself. But Thanos,
I went the chalk route. You
100%.
went the hard route. Okay, I like that.
But Thanos 100%. What I also love about Thanos, and especially there are other villains that are like this, is a villain that has a connection to so many other characters.
Yeah.
Thanos is one of those villains where even if it's like inadvertently connects to other characters where it might be like almost like a butterfly effect of something that he did altered another character, but you didn't know that it was Thanos until later on.
I mean, look at
Um,
Gamora and Nebula. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly,
yeah,
like those kind of story, and I love that because
yeah,
then it just deepens the lore, the story of this character to be like, this is a villain that affected so many people that is crazy. Like, didn't Thanos kill Drax's family?
yes.
Yes. So like again,
Or at least the war he brought on killed his family or something like that. But I think
yeah,
he killed Drax.
something like that. Like, yeah, he killed when he was just, decimating planets, etc., left and right. He affected Drax. He affected obviously Gamora and Nebula. He has affected so many others. He was the one that, inadvertently or advertently gave the Centaurians to in the first Avengers, so that Loki could use them, except like you have all this stuff that he inadvertently did that affects in so many different ways. And like for a villain, I love like that, almost like that butterfly, that spider effect of
Yeah.
like you can see how they affected so many, because they're more than just a powerful person. They are like an entity. It's
Everything led to
amazing.
Thanos, basically, which is cool. So it's fair to say,
Exactly.
CV, Thanos and Vader are not in your top 5 list, but it's not because they're not. It's because you were like, that's an easy pick. They would have.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
fair. That's
they
very fair.
they have their own pedestal
Let me ask you
in
this
in
before
my
you go
book.
on with your number 3. So knowing that Vader and Thanos are not, obviously Thanos is mine. Spoiler, Darth Vader is in mine. 1 and 2, Vader or Thanos? Which one's first?
I'm probably putting Vader number 1,
Great.
Thanos number 2.
Cool. Just was curious. But yeah, continue with your
Yeah.
number 3 now. I was just curious on that one.
Yeah. So in the same kind of boat of a villain with great backstory and also thinks that they're doing the right thing. Again, this was another villain that I was a huge fan of. I'm going with Killmonger. Black Panther's Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan played that role
This is your 3?
amazing. This is my 3.
What? Gun to my head. The second you took out Thanos and Vader, I was like, okay, Killmonger's 1.
No.
Wow. Okay, continue. Okay.
Killmonger is 3 on my list. Because this is another character that he thinks, like you said, even if you don't agree with how he's doing it, but you understand why.
Yeah. And I don't even
He
agree with the why, but I get why he thinks it's right.
Yeah, he thinks is right. I mean, I guess personally, unless I don't fully understand his why, I agree with his why of we have, like this was a very like racial movie. Like
Yeah.
we have African Americans in America and all over the world who are struggling. Why can't we share our Wakandan knowledge with them? Why can't we help uplift them? Why is it that we have all these resources and we're keeping them to ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
And so in that sense, I was like, I agree with him as to why don't we help the rest of the world?
Mm-hmm.
But it's always been the Wakanda way of we need to close ourselves off from the rest of the world because it's dangerous, they're unpredictable, and we just don't. We are too advanced, and we don't want our advanced tech, our advanced, medicines, etc., to, you know, run loose within the world. So it's like I
Yeah.
understand why they don't want to do that. But from Killmonger's side of things, I get his reasoning. I
Yeah.
also love like that main point where he first off, he is when he shows up with that like the army like fatigue chest plate on
Yeah.
and everything. I don't know if you ever played the game. He looks like a Tekken Street Fighter like character.
Mm-hmm.
He looks so amazing. I love my favorite line is when he pulls his lip down. He's just like, "Hi, Auntie."
Dude, I
Like
was
the
literally
fact
gonna
that
say that's the best line is "Hi, Auntie" with a little. I think he
the
does like a little wave with it too.
yeah,
Such a
and they were
little
like,
cocky little move. It was so
"Oh
good.
yes," and the fact that they don't know who he is, and he pulls his lip down, it shows that he has the
The
Wakanda
tattoo.
royal stamp there, and it was like that was an unreal. I mean, I know that wasn't like his main villain reveal, but for a reveal to like the other side of, oh, y'all don't know who I am. Guess what? I am the kid that y'all left in, I think it was like Oakland. Y'all left me in the ghettos of Oakland after you killed my dad. So I'm here to take revenge. And guess what? On top of that, show me who your best fighter is.
Yeah.
Oh, like, oh, Black Panther? No problem. And I'm going to wipe, I'm scrubbing the waterfall with him.
Yeah.
He is an unreal villain, but yes, he is my number 3.
Well, here's the thing: is like you say, like you don't agree with Killmonger, but like you can get his why a little bit. You could argue that like T'Challa gets it because like what happens after he defeats Killmonger and saves his people basically. He's like, yeah, no, maybe he's just kind of right a little bit. We should open this up a little bit. And they go to the UN and say, we're here. This is what we got, kind of thing. Killmonger is unbelievable. I was going to make that same point. That little hi auntie is one of the best line deliveries of anything. It's that, and then it's Thanos in Endgame. I think he says to Wanda, like, I don't even know who you are, kind of thing, right before he's about to fight her. And that's also because she's like, you took everything from me. And he goes, I don't even know who you are. And just start fighting. That's awesome. But hi auntie is a great line. Killmonger hurt me to not put him on my list. It really freaking did.
I love Killmonger.
I do too. I absolutely adore him. Michael B. Jordan is one of the top 3 actors of Marvel villains, I would say. It's him.
I would agree.
It's Hiddleston, and I'm blanking on Fisk's name right now. Oh my god. William D'Onofrio or something
Fisk,
like that.
Yeah.
D'Onofrio. Those are my 3 favorite actors. For Marvel villains. No, it's Killmonger hurt me so much to not put on this list. And then he gets his little appearance in Black Panther 2 Wakanda Forever. Like, he's Michael B. Jordan, man. You're so freaking good.
Yeah, he is.
Bring him back as T'Challa, please.
Absolutely amazing.
All right. My number 2 is my last one on Marvel, so you can only guess who my number 1 is if it's a Star Wars character. But anyway, it's Loki. I put Loki above Thanos because that I know Thanos has a big part in like Loki being the villain in Avengers. Loki was the only thing I really liked in the first Thor movie, kind of thing. Like, freaking love Tom Hiddleston in that movie. I didn't really care for the movie at all, but it's got saved because Hiddleston was so good as Loki. And then that just gets ramped up even more with Avengers, and then he comes back in Thor 2. Again, one of the only things I like about that movie is Loki in that movie. You have him in Thor 3, Thor Ragnarok. He's fantastic in that. And what I love about him, and the reason I put him over Thanos, is because he's a villain, but he's a villain with a redemption arc. Because what Tom Hiddleston did in season 1 and 2 of Loki is just beautiful for me. Just absolutely freaking stunning. It all kind of takes off with Endgame. He dies in the first, or not Endgame, excuse me, Infinity War. He dies in the first 5 seconds of Infinity War. Where he goes, the sun will rise on us again, brother, to Thor. And it's that version of Loki. That's his like goodbye kind of love song, I guess, love letter to his brother, which is great. But then Avengers 1, Loki brought back in the Loki TV series, and you get that Loki can grow too, even though he hasn't gone through all the things that our original Loki went through to get to that point where he's doing this beautiful line to his brother before Thanos kills him. And he gives up the Mind Stone. One of those.
The Tesseract.
Tesseract. So right? Oh my god, what was it?
Is the Tesseract the Mind Stone?
No, it's not. Space Stone. That's the Mind Stone is in the staff. And then in Vision's head. But yeah, so that Loki, just awesome villain. My favorite Marvel villain ever. And it's because he has that redemption arc. If he doesn't have that, I'm probably sitting here saying Thanos is my favorite Marvel villain. But I'm gonna go with Loki on this.
Okay, no problem there. I guess for me, Loki did not make my list, and the only reason why is because, like, I'm trying to think how to put this. What is the difference between a villain and an anti-hero?
A villain in my head is like a legit bad guy. An anti-hero is somebody who does what they're doing in the long game is good, but how they're going about it is bad. So, like, for example, like Punisher, you could argue is an anti-hero because is he taking out like a big crime syndicate? Sure.
Yeah.
But he's brutally freaking murdering them, just like that crime syndicate or that gang is doing to other people. So he's doing it for a good reason. Like, at the end of the day, like him just wiping out like a mob or something like that that's for the greater good, but the way he goes about it is very gross and like just not good kind of thing. Like you're not gonna see
Okay.
Spider-Man, like he might stop the mob, but he's not killing everybody. Like at the end of the day, he might kill some people because that does happen, but he's not going in
Yeah.
there with the intent. He's going there with the intent of stopping the guys, bringing some justice in the morally sense, the legal sense. Whereas Punisher, for example, his morality is like, screw it, they're dead. That's their justice. They're not going to face the system. They're going to face me. I'm the justice. So he's getting those good
Okay.
results, but at a morally gray area of how he's doing it, kind of thing.
Okay. All right.
I don't think Loki's an anti-hero. Loki's like just straight up. He gets redeemed. Loki's a straight up bad guy. Like he just is.
I think that's what does it for me is the Loki that we get in the MCU movies. I can see as the villain, but the Loki that we end with in the MCU and the Loki that we get in the Loki Disney Plus series, the redemption of him is for me what takes him off the villain list, because most of the other names that we have, they lived and died the villain.
Sure. But remember,
so I guess that's why.
Just remember, somebody you don't have on your list because you would say they're the best Star Wars villain has one of the most important redemption arcs in all of cinema history with Vader.
Vader has a redemption.
Well, yeah, he comes
story?
back to he saves the day at the end, and he dies as Anakin Skywalker as a ghost, Force ghost. Like
Interesting.
But you'd still consider Vader a villain, you know what I mean? But he has some redemption at the very end. I don't think he's that redeemed personally. He did a lot of messed up stuff. But technically, like without Vader, Luke dies and Palpatine is just doing Palpatine things still. Kind of thing. At the end of the day, Vader sees like Luke almost about to die on Palpatine's hands, and he just picks up Palpatine and throws him over the side of the throne room and kills him, and that's what ends the war.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I guess the way that I was thinking about it was Loki didn't make my list just because I was like he ended.
Which is also fair, by the way. It's totally fine. It's not on your list.
Yeah, he ended up doing so much good with like the second half of his life that it's like it kind of like, I don't want to say it canceled out the bad, but it moved him more. It moved him farther up the or farther down, I guess, the villain list for me.
I think that's fair.
But he is an amazing villain. I mean, he was one of our introductory,
one of the greatest characters in the MCU. Take villain, hero, anything. He's like one of the most awesome, complex characters I think they have.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so let's get to my number 2. So number 2 on my list, this is a villain that super strong, an amazing fighter. Actually had a great fight scene, and I love that they technically weren't defeated. They're just kind of lurking in the shadows. I'm going with Namor.
Great pick. Great freaking pick.
Namor, we saw like there weren't a lot of highlights, I will say, in Black Panther 2 for obvious reasons. R.I.P. Chadwick. But Namor was unreal.
Yeah.
The way that he was able to fly and zip through, like from the moment we first meet him, he walked onto the shores of Wakanda like he owned the joint. He was not afraid of anybody. His whole fight situation and everything towards the end of the movie, unbelievable. He's super strong, and I've heard like in the comics, like he is a character that's almost as strong as the Hulk, which I find that amazing. Like he is an unreal character, and I think as a villain, I don't think the movies really did him justice, but from what we were able to see, I was like, "Oh, this is a villain that when he does come back, I could see all hell breaking loose."
See, in the comic, he's going to be a good guy eventually. So that's nice because Namor can flop a little bit in the comics between
Yep.
those two. I love Wakanda Forever. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. But they were
Yeah.
dealing with the freaking loss of Chadwick Boseman, right?
Yes.
It hurts me because I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who played Namor, him and the girl who played Shuri did great.
Yeah.
But how much awesomer would that movie have been had it been Boseman? Chadwick in there as T'Challa,
Oh, yeah.
as a foil to that Namor. And again, Shuri was awesome. It was already great.
I agreed.
But man, if we had Chadwick in there, God rest his soul, that would have been unbelievable. Because Namor was awesome
Yes.
in that freaking movie as a villain. He's so freaking good. Just really helped with the pacing because the movie was a little slow, obviously, because they had to do a whole thing where it's like that opening scene where you see Black Panther die off screen, like just kills me every day.
Yeah.
But he's just so good in that movie, and he's powerful, he's strong. The little wings that he's doing, when Shuri slices those little Pegasus wings off his foot, brutal. Like
Yeah.
she clipped him like a bird, basically. No, Neymar's great. I love him in Wakanda Forever.
Yes, I'm a huge fan of Namor.
Maybe put a shirt on, but you do you.
Now, when you're that ripped, you walk around. You don't tell
Sure,
the Hulk to put a shirt on,
sure,
or better
sure.
yet, whenever the Hulk wants to do something, he will, even when he's mixed with Bruce Banner, Smart Hulk, he still takes the shirt
That you're
off
fair.
because he
You're right.
knows it's time to get down to business.
You're right.
But
All
all
right.
right, give me
That's
your
our
number
ones.
one.
My number one, it's if you've been listening, you know who it is. It's Darth Vader. The greatest multimedia villain of all time. Um, I will say this: had Rogue One and like Ahsoka never existed, would I still have him as my number one? I don't know, because the issue with Darth Vader for people that are my age and now even in younger, so I'm 30, is everyone knows, if you've never seen Star Wars, you know Darth Vader is Luke's dad. You know there's a redemption arc. Okay,
Uh-huh.
the old school stuff in the 70s, the fight scenes aren't as clean and crisp as the prequels, the sequel trilogies, the TV Disney Plus TV shows, nothing like that. So
Yep.
like the allure and scariness of Darth Vader, I never felt those watching the original trilogy ever, because before I ever even watched a movie, I knew the line, "No, I am your father," even though people mess it up and say, "Luke, I'm your father." That's not the right line. It's, "No, I'm your father." I knew at the end of the day, he's like, "Take off the helmet. Let me look at you with my own eyes. I know he's good." He was never scary to me.
Yeah.
When Vader became scary was in Rogue One, where we saw Vader at his most powerful, doing the fight scene technicalities. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but like
Yeah.
that is pretty prevalent in the newer films than the original trilogy. And you're like, that is one bad MFer. That guy is.
Yeah.
And then in Obi-Wan, sorry, I think I said Ahsoka, which he is in Ahsoka too, with the flashback sequences. But
Yep.
in Obi-Wan, when the helmet gets cut off and you see that half
Like
Anakin face,
shriveled
that
up.
half
Yeah.
Obi-Wan sorry, not Obi-Wan helmet, Vader helmet, freaking menacing. And Obi-Wan's not a great show. I don't really love that show, but I love Vader in that show. Vader's my number one. Like I said, would I put him number one if these newer multimedia Vader came out? I don't think I would. He would have been my number two because he's still an awesome villain, even though the allure and scariness of him from the original trilogy just never was a thing for me. I was more afraid of like Darth Maul, because I just was, than I was of Darth Vader ever. But it's because I knew, but like I said, before you know how Star Wars ends, you know how it's going to end. Um, but he's just awesome, man. He's the greatest villain. He has a redemption arc, which I love. I mean, Loki. We just talked about that a little while ago with Loki's redemption arc. He has one. I don't think anywhere as close as cool as Loki's is, because it's kind of, still killed a lot of people. You know, not great. Pretty
Yep.
bad. You killed all those younglings in the temple before you got the suit on. Um, but as a whole, and I am one of those people that considered Vader and Anakin two separate characters, even though the same man kind of thing. but through the redemption, like everything Vader does, everything Anakin does as Vader is just freaking sick. It's crazy. He's a bad mamma jamma. If you read the Vader comics, awesome, adds even more to that character. But just he's an icon, man. When you think of villains in movie multimedia history, you're
100%.
thinking of that black suit. There's not a question. No, there's not a second person you think of besides Darth Vader in that black suit, the cape, and the red freaking lightsaber. It's perfect. He's the best. He's the best, man. He's the best.
It's everything about him. He has the strength. There's the iconic mask. Vader doesn't move very fast. He walks like Jason Voorhees. Like he's not going to chase you down.
No,
He's going to walk.
he doesn't need to.
Yeah, that menacing walk. I will even take it a step further. Outside of the movies and even some of the shows, I have a couple of Star Wars video games, and I love him in it. Jedi Survivor, him fighting Cal Kestis is unbelievable. Star Wars Outlaws, he is. He has a small role in it, but again, like when he shows up, just is what like the mood of the room, the tone of everything just changes. He's that powerful of a villain.
I'm trying to think of it. There was this thing I went to. So at Disney Springs back in the day, there was this thing called The Void. It was a VR like simulator thing, but it wasn't like you just put on a headset and that was like it. It was like these themed rooms with these headsets, and it was just really cool. But it was called Star Wars Secrets of the Empire, and I did it. And I guess it's a spoiler, but it's not really because they got rid of it. But like the last scene, you're in Mustafar in Vader's castle, and you're fighting Vader, and it was so cool because Vader is like a menacing character. And I know it was VR, obviously, but you're in Mustafar, so Disney's blasting heat at you. So it wasn't just you're seeing things; it's like a full like 4D, 3D experience. You're getting heat blasted on you as if you're in the lava planet. Smoke is filling up your face because all this stuff, and you just have Vader in front of you. And again, I know I'm not stupid. I know Vader. It's a VR thing. I'm not there, but just the aura that he presents anytime he's on the screen and stuff like that. And again, I talked about this a lot. I can suspend disbelief to have fun, right? Like I know. I'm looking at nothing. There's a wall there. There's not even a mannequin there. It's all in the VR glasses. But with all the heightened like senses Disney was throwing at you and just being like, that's freaking Darth Vader. That's crazy. It's so cool, man. It was awesome. And just it's because of Vader's allure adds to that is my whole point. Like the thought of fighting Vader is just so freaking scary and powerful. And it's crazy. So it's cool.
Yeah. Vader's amazing. All right. So now we are at my number one. So like I said, I took Vader and Thanos off of my list. And as you had asked, I would put Vader 1, Thanos number 2. But for this list, my number 1, and this is based off of power, destruction, and just overall absolute hell that this villain gives. This might hurt you a little bit, but I'm going with the Scarlet Witch.
Okay, I respect it.
Wanda Maximoff. She is a bad SOB.
Yes.
Now, I understand that unfortunate situations turned her into who she is, but oh man, when it comes down to a villain, we watched her turn Mr. Fantastic into spaghetti.
Dude, I mean, we talk about how crazy Cassandra Nova was just turning Human Torch into that goop. Her basically blowing up Black Bolt's brain.
Imploded it.
That is the sickest death in MCU history. Like
that 45 seconds
freaking nuts
was just your jaw dropped. Like I dropped my popcorn watching that scene. oh my god, like I can't believe what I just saw.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
fact she walked in, and I guess the crazy part is you don't realize just how strong she is. She looks like just that soccer mom that's had a rough day, and she just took all of that frustration,
yeah,
all of that anger out on the Illuminati
yeah,
and just ripped them to shreds
yeah.
without really trying.
And what's perfect about Wanda is like it's another one of those villains that like I get why you are the way you are, especially now
Yes.
that we're parents. Like I will go to the end of the earth for Kylie. I will do anything for that little girl. And essentially that's what Wanda is doing, right? She like got so lost in the sauce with losing the love of her life in Vision, like gets blipped, comes back by like just the power of love and like her grief turns this whole city into her prisoners basically, and it's kind of unknowing, but then she gets eaten by not eaten by like absorbed with like the dark hold, and like how can I bring these kids who I basically magicked out of thin air, how can I
Yeah,
bring them back to
I
that mother's love?
created
She's
souls.
freaking awesome. One is
Yes.
the best character in Marvel Cinematic Universe. Period. Point blank. Nothing. I didn't include her on my villain list, um, which is probably stupid of me not to, but it's because will always see Wanda as a hero in my
Yep.
head. Um,
That's why I knew this would hurt a little bit because I was
yeah,
like,
no,
she is a
but
villain.
she absolutely is a villain. I will say, yeah, no, she's a villain, but in my head, she's still a hero. But her again, her why, her reasoning, it checks out perfectly every time. It is a mother's love. It is a widow's
Yep.
love. It is grief. It is depression. It is the story they told between the MC movies, the WandaVision, and the Multiverse of Madness is just beautiful. Just absolutely freaking beautiful what they did with her.
She lives a life of loss. Lost Pietro, lost Vision.
Twice in
Yeah,
front of her.
twice. I mean, technically 3 times?
Yeah, I guess at the end, yeah.
We could kinda
Poor
say she
thing.
lost she's watched the love of her life die 3 times. Um,
Dude, she
and then on
steals his dead body from the shield facility is crazy.
yeah,
Craziness.
so you've got that, and then oh, what's it called? Then she loses her children
Yeah.
that were never really her children.
Because she literally magicked them up.
Yeah, it is like she needs a therapist in the worst way.
Yeah. And
And
then
then
her
I know
going and basically killing herself in different universes to live with Billy into a different version of Billy and Tommy is so messed up.
I mean,
Is she
just
better
that
than Darth Vader? Did I just convince myself? Did you just convince me?
she might be. She might be. I
I
mean,
I'm gonna edit my list right now. Everyone is moving down.
Wanda
Wanda
takes that number
Maximoff is
1
the greatest
spot.
villain in Marvel and Star Wars. You heard it here first.
And
Not you didn't hear from TV. You heard from me. I'm just kidding.
and I'm also gonna say, like you said, she was going to other universes and killing other versions of herself.
Yeah,
An honorable mention for me was going to be Kang the Conqueror.
yeah,
She was doing Kang the Conqueror type stuff.
yeah.
Like unbelievable villain. And it's just like I don't know, like, because I haven't read the comics on the Scarlet Witch much,
Mhm.
so I don't know how her story ends or what it unfolds into.
Same thing. She's kind of like Namor. She's a good guy a lot of times, and then sometimes she's a bad guy. So
Because right,
she's really cool
okay,
that dynamic.
because right now in the MCU, she kind of seems like she's at that point of no return where
Yeah,
it is like she could redeem herself, who knows? But right now, it's like you're so powerful that Doctor Strange had to bring in a proxy of his dead self
Yeah,
to
to get
fight
the job
you
done.
because him doing it himself was too dangerous.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, like you said, you took a whole town and turned it into a TV show. I will say I love WandaVision.
yeah,
One of the sickest things that this might have kicked off the villain for me, Wanda. I forget who it was, but one of the girls made it into the bubble, or somebody was trying to leave the bubble, and you saw there was this lady in her car that
yeah,
couldn't blink.
yeah,
Oh my god. And
yeah,
then the
yeah,
guy who was just standing there watering his
yeah.
lawn, but it was just kind of like you're so far out of like the main camera scene of her life
That you're just
that
paused.
you're just on pause,
Yeah,
but they're alive.
yeah. They're just
And I
waiting for
was
you to
like,
interact with them again. It's like NPCs in a video game. It's so freaking messed up. It's really freaking
"Oh
crazy.
my god, that villain, top villain,
I'm revising
top
my
villain,
list.
top
All right,
villain move."
5 through 1. 5 through 1 for me is now. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Thrawn there. Thrawn. I don't even know. So that was my 4. So that's my 5 now. My 3 was Thanos, so that becomes my 4. My 2 was Loki, so that becomes my 3. My 1 was Vader, that becomes my 2. And number 1, Monica Maximoff. Yeah, that's my girl. That's my girl, baby. Let's go.
Wanda is like, I know they say there's nothing like a mother's love, but there's also nothing like a pissed off mom.
Yeah,
And
with the
she
respect.
is yeah, and she is the pissed off mom with all the power. And there are so many things from from WandaVision to Multiverse of Madness where it's just kind of like even some of the episodes with her in like What If, because she's
Yeah,
also in Marvel Zombies, but
yeah,
even the
yeah,
episodes with What If,
yeah,
she is. she- I think just saying she's a bad guy is too light.
yeah, yeah.
she
Um, I
she's
have 2
awful.
honorable mentions real quick.
Okay.
Um, One, Hela from Thor Ragnarok, freaking awesome
Ooh,
villain.
okay.
My
Yeah, I
other
like
one is
her.
everyone involved in Episode 9 of Star Wars. Um, that movie sucked. It hurt me. I hate you all, low key. Like I'm kind of being facetious and joking, but legitimately, I've never been more disappointed leaving a movie theater in my entire life than I was leaving Rise of Skywalker, because I was like, you guys didn't have a plan. You didn't have a plan from 7, 8, 9, like none of it.
Yeah.
There just wasn't there. So everyone involved in that, and here's the thing: people hate Episode 8. People hate The Last Jedi. I freaking love that movie. I love that it was crazy, different, all that stuff. And
I
then they
can't
were
remember
like,
if I've
"Oh,
even seen it.
enough people hated that we just have to go vanilla as vanilla can be for Episode 9," and that sucked. So that's unfortunate, but whatever. Those are my 2 honorable mentions. But Stevie, this was very fun. Thanks for changing up my
Yes.
list at the last minute. Shout out to my girl, Wanda Maximoff, Elizabeth Olsen. You get the award for greatest villain in Star Wars and Marvel history. Shout out to you.
I'm
It's
glad
that's
I could I'm glad I could persuade you with her resume of awful deeds.
I really want to go watch. I'm not going to do it because right now it's almost 10 p.m. when we're recording this. When I have more like ability to be awake, I am absolutely going to go rewatch Multiverse of Madness, because God, she's great in that movie.
She's unbelievable.
All right, Stevie, that was
But
that was fun, my friend.
yes, that was fun. Thank you all for listening. If there's any villains that you think that we forgot about,
And there's
comment.
tons.
I mean, there's
There's
so
20
many.
MCU movies. We missed a bunch.
There's so many. So if
Um,
there's a villain that you think that we should have put in our top 5, let us know. We definitely want to hear from you guys. As we clearly see, every villain to every person is going to have their own perspective.
yeah.
And I just had to convince Cam that Wanda is at the top of the MCU's most wanted list.
Here's the thing. She's. I've been very outspoken. She's been my favorite Marvel character, MCU character.
Yes.
Excuse me. You just have to convince me on the villain part. One thing I do want to plug before we leave is please listen to the end of the episode where I do my little plug about my travel agency business. Disney, at the time of this recording, today's October 1st, just released their spring discounts. One of the clients that I haven't booked yet, but I'm working with her right now. I re-quoted her whole trip, and it's going to save them like $500 the discounts that are happening. So if you're interested in getting a quote, especially with these discounts that literally just came out today, by the time you're listening to this on Friday, they've been out for a couple days now. Please reach out to me, Cameron at Remembering Vacations. DM the podcast. I have access to that Instagram. Follow me at Cam at Magical Vacations by Cam. DM me there on Instagram. Let me get you a quote because these deals they're doing right now are, like I said, $500 in savings for 4 adults at a Pop Century room. With 4-day park tickets, it was going to cost them $4,800. It's going to cost them $4,200 if they book through me now. So, really freaking good deals right now. So if anybody wants to do that, please hit me up. Would love to help you book your trip.
Perfect. And with that, we will catch you all next time as we keep this spooky train rolling. But as always, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for checking in. And as always, keep it magical.
See ya. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Dadventures Around the Kingdom. You can listen to the pod on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. You can also find us on our Instagram at Dadventures Around the Kingdom. If you have any ideas for future episode topics you'd like to hear, be sure to DM us on Instagram or email us at datkpod@gmail.com. Again, that's datkpod@gmail.com. If you want to follow our host Stevie on Instagram, you can do that at StevieJenko. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can also do that by following at Magical Vacays by Cam. That's my travel agency page if you're interested in booking Walt Disney World or Disneyland vacation at no additional cost to you. Feel free to DM me on there so we can definitely talk and I can get you a free, no obligation quote. Again, thanks for listening to Dadventures Around the Kingdom. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.